Christine Fedrick, welcome to Inside South Florida.
Thank you.
We are so excited to have you because you're representing an incredible organization, oh my goodness, called the Flite Center. Tell us, what is the Flite Center? What do you guys do exactly? When and why were you established, and who can you help?
So Flite Center was established officially in 2009, but it derived out of a community collaborative effort started by the Junior League of Greater Fort Lauderdale. So we are a Junior League project. I'm very proud. We were also founded and first funded by the United Way and the Community Foundation of Broward County. And our system of care, where we work with youth aging out of the foster care system or young people aging into adulthood that are coming from a history of trauma, that whole system is largely funded by the Children's Services Council. And so all of these community collaborators came to the table and said, listen, we have a crisis in our community. There are youth that are turning 18 years old and don't have a pathway, a direction, a clear guide or adults, supportive adults in their life to really help them be successful at 18 years old and thereafter. And so the concept of the Flite Center was born because they said, listen, we need a one-stop drop-in center where young people can come in. They don't have to have an appointment, but where there's a myriad of services outposted in one location, so that our young people would have ease of use and ease of access to all of these services and not have to bounce around the community looking for all of these services. That bouncing around was rendering a lot of them homeless. And so this is very much a collaborative effort. Flite is a system convener, so we actually convene dozens of organizations together to do this work and fill in gaps and direct youth properly to where they need to be. And then we do a whole bunch of boots on the ground services ourselves. So
incredible.
We work with youth from the human trafficking, who have been trafficked, homeless youth from our community, LGBT displaced youth aging out of the foster care system. There's really not a limit to the young person that we could see at Flite Center.
That's awesome. I mean, such incredible work that you guys do. So congratulations and thank you. Thank you to you, not thank you to me, thank you to you. Christine, this is incredible. And one thing that I think you can't gloss over is you mentioned collaboration several times. It's a community, it's a team effort. And one of those ways is you actually work a lot with law enforcement and social services. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you do that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so we started noticing at Flite Center that some of our young people that were aging out of the foster care system or that were facing homelessness and had these other vulnerabilities happen, they were falling victim to human trafficking. They were being literally, there were predators literally trying to prey on them directly and draw them out of either group homes or whatever living situation they were in with the promise of like a better life. And so we really couldn't ignore the work that needed to be done in the human trafficking world because it was impacting our young people so greatly. And this is kind of what spearheaded our deep dive into what was happening in the human trafficking world. And I think one of the things that even we discovered when we started this work is that human trafficking doesn't look like what everybody thinks it looks like. And with that, you start to peel back the layers of the onion and discover that there's a lot of at-risk youth that are at risk for trafficking. There's a lot of trafficking going on, right in our backyard. And so, Florida and Broward especially is, in the top % of that. We're, top 3 for trafficking. And I think that's something that we couldn't just ignore.
Yeah, and it's a stat that we certainly don't want to flex, but it's something we want to fix. And so we're bringing the community into this. Christine, how can we help? How can we align ourselves with your mission, with whether it's donating, volunteering, or even going to events? How can we get involved?
Yeah, there's a myriad of ways to get involved, right? Donating is obviously a direct way that impacts the organization, but getting involved with some of our volunteer activities. We're always doing, what we have coming up are the holidays for our young people. And our young people have little people. And so we're always doing gift drives, during the holiday time for them because they feel left out, right? They don't really have family that is doing the holidays for them. And when you think about a young person, whether they're 18, 19, the holidays are still a big deal, you know, at that age. And for their little ones, it's a big deal as well. We really try to create that family environment. But you can volunteer, you can serve on a board. So you can find us easily at www.flitecenter.org, and it's FLITE Center. A lot of people think Flight Center, and they're like, yeah, they're like, is this an airplane thing? They're learning how to fly, and I'm like, well, we are helping them to take flight, but just in a different way. So yes, that's where you can find us, and on our website is actually all of our phone numbers and contact information directly. I've had the same phone number for 25 years, so I tell the community, just call me. I'll figure it out with you. So
I love it. Well, Christine, thank you for doing everything you do, and thank you for hopping into the studio today.
Thanks for having us today. I appreciate it.